On today's trail, we take a ride on the donkey taxis of Mijas. In the hilltop town of Mijas, Spain, the local workers would take their donkeys to and from work on their daily commute. In the 60s, when tourism began to develop here, the tourists would ask if they could ride the donkeys or pose for shots with them, and they would tip the donkey owners. And thus was born the Mijas donkey taxi industry. Donkeys are a common animal in the Bible. They're mentioned over 140 times in both the Old and the New Testament. One of the strangest stories involving a donkey in the Bible comes from Numbers chapter 22. A false prophet named Balaam had been paid to put a curse on God's people by their enemies. As he was on his way to carry out this mission, he was riding a donkey. 3 times during his journey, God put an angel in his way to stop him from carrying out his mission. The donkey saw the angel, but Balaam did not. On the last time, the donkey finally just sat down in the middle of the road and refused to go any further. At this, Balaam became very angry and started to beat his donkey. And then, his donkey started to speak to him. They had a conversation, and the donkey explained that he was not being disobedient, but rather he was saving Balaam's life. Then Balaam's eyes were opened, and he too saw the angel standing in the middle of the road. The strangest part about this whole thing was that Balaam didn't seem surprised at all that he was speaking with his donkey. Sometimes we may feel like we don't have much to offer. 1 Corinthians 1:27, however, says this: "But God chose what the world thinks foolish to shame the wise, and God chose what the world thinks weak to shame the strong." So you don't have to be the biggest, the best, the strongest, or anything else. You just have to be available. Because if God can use a simple donkey to get his work done, then he certainly can use you and me. That's our truth for today from 1 Corinthians chapter 1. God can use anyone and anything to get his will done. And that includes me and you. So until next time, I'll see you on the next trail.